Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of Chaos Child. We may have a theory about where the earthquake came from. A conspiracy theory? Or something more? Well, I don't know. However, after our little scene, Kunosato began to mumble to herself as she started to look at our data on Dad's PC. There was a different look in her eyes than any I'd seen before. To be honest, she looked a little crazy. It wasn't like a mad scientist. It was as if she was concealing some dark obsession. I mean, concealing? She seems pretty obsessed. I'd seen these eyes somewhere before. Where was it? Oh, don't tell me it was Minawasawa, because her whole life has been dedicated to hunting us down. I remembered and shivered. Of course. She might be Senri Minawasawa. She looks like her, she recognizes us, and she had ID that said Senri Minawasawa. They were the eyes of someone bent on revenge and consumed by hatred and rage. Yeah, I gotta see what Kunosato's motivation is. She really has it out for psychics. What happened? The Shibuya earthquake and the strange light, and the relationship they had with our powers. I rolled around in my bed thinking about everything that had happened, and then I thought back to the crazy look in Kunosato's eyes. She looked just like the pyrokinetic. Did Senri Minawasawa hate me for what I'd done that day? And again, I don't know if you remember, but when we were in the underground, the basement, looking at the computers, Kunosato did have an extremely rare moment of actual sympathy when we'd mentioned that Senri was our friend. That's how we knew who she was, and she was like, "Ooh, you know someone who was down here?" So that might have happened to her too, like a sibling or something. Did she still hate me even now? There's no way she'd be mad about being left to be tortured for years. No way she's got a grudge over that. I tried to say it aloud to convince myself. No, what you should be saying to convince yourself is that you were just a little kid, there's no way you could have saved her. Because that would at least be true. But that pyrokinetic wasn't behaving like a normal person. It was hard to think she was sane. She was a beast. An animal without a conscience that was stalking the streets of Shibuya with bared fangs. At least that's how she had seemed to me. And the terrifying words she'd said when she saw me? I found you. I know anime likes to do that, but she looked at me and she said, I found you. The more I thought about it, the more my blood began to run cold. If I'd known this was going to happen, I would have just listened to Kurisu to begin with. Yeah, although she was wandering the streets anyway, so the fact that we got involved with the case means we at least have a sense of what's going on, because otherwise we would have lived a completely normal life, and then she would have run into us and started slinging fireballs, and we could not have defended ourselves, and we would have had no idea what was going on. I sat up on the bed. That's right, I had my power. Even if that woman was Senri Minawasawa, and she was trying to kill me out of revenge, I wouldn't just sit there and let her. But what if she attacked me when I was with Kurisu? That would be different. She might recognize Kurisu. And what if things got so dangerous that I couldn't protect my own life, or Kurisu's, without killing her? Could I kill Senri Minawasawa right in front of Kurisu? I don't know what you think you're going to do to kill her. I almost leapt up at the sudden noise. The sound was from my new smartphone. Oh my god, finally! I'd finally gotten a new one before I went to the hospital today. I'd totally forgotten. I remembered how Ito had gotten a call from my old phone after I'd lost it and hesitated a little. I looked at the screen, trembling. Caller? Sarah Konoe. Well, we'll find out if it is her. If it is she. Alright.
どうしたんだよ。
もしかしてご機嫌斜め？今日の検査で何かあった？
そういうわけじゃないけど。
ダメだよ、ごまかしても。そういう声の時のタクはだいたい悩んでる時なんだから。
Evidently, it wasn't just Kurisu and Arimura who could tell when I was lying.
で、何を悩んでたの？
I wasn't sure if I should tell her, but it was Sarika I was talking to after all. I told her everything I'd been thinking about.
白い光？
あの時、尾上も僕と一緒にいたよな。何か覚えてないか？
それがね、私倒れて気絶しちゃってたから光とか見てないんだ。ほら、タクが病院まで運んでくれたでしょ？
あ、そういえばそうだったな。
I could still remember how Sarika felt when I'd carried her on my back. Until then, I hadn't really treated her differently than any other boy, but at some point she started to grow into a woman. When I carried her on my back, I was surprised. That was what a girl felt like. This is how people talk.
あの時はごめんね。ありがとう。
今さらなんだよ。僕とお前の仲だろ。
幼なじみってやっぱりいいね。
Sarika sounded happy, but the tone of her voice quickly dropped.
あ、でも、のんちゃんの幼なじみのあの子は、のんちゃんやタクを悩ませてるんだよね。困ったね。
お前も気をつけろよ。昔地下施設で南沢千里を目撃したのは僕だけじゃないんだからな。
Yeah, that's my concern. I keep saying this, but she attacked Arimura and us, but Arimura was just incidental. But she absolutely wants to kill us specifically, and Sarika.
大丈夫だよ。きっとタクが守ってくれるから。
I mean, here's the thing. This is a science adventure game, and, I mean, I don't know how they all work, but Steins Gate is a science adventure game, and that has bad ends. And this is kind of a horror VN, sort of. So I suspect it has bad ends, and we've already seen it go into very dark places, at least just as far as visions were concerned. This could go south. Probably not for the true ending, but this could go south.
あれ？もしかして守ってくれないの？
いや、そういうわけじゃない。ただ、
I fell silent, but I could tell that Sarika was nodding to herself on the other side of the phone.
ああ、そっか。それで迷ってるんだね。
And then, even though I hadn't said anything, she seemed to realize my problem. Could I kill someone if it meant saving someone?
でもね、タク。
That is absolutely going to be one of the bad endings, by the way. It has to be. We just turn into a crazy person.
多分のんちゃんなら相手が幼なじみでも親友でもタクを守るためにためらわないでやっつけると思うんだ。もちろん私もだよ。タクのためならどんなことでもするし、誰にも負けないと思う。絶対に。
尾上。
タクはどうかな？
It feels weird hearing someone with this voice go, oh yeah, I could kill someone. Maybe she was right. Kurisu would probably kill her friend if it was the only way to protect us.
でも、そんなことクルスにさせていいわけない。
If that woman really was Senri Minamisawa, it wasn't Kurisu who needed to do it. It was me, right? And that's a tragic ending, too. She wants revenge on us for leaving her to her fate, and then we're the ones who kill her? Like, that sucks. I mean, that will be necessary, right? Like, if it comes to it, it's her or us, but that sucks. That's right. That was the way to overcome my past trauma, too.
ああ、でも今日は18日だよね。
どうしたいきなり。
Following Sarika's conversations was as impossible as ever.
あのね、次の事件はすぐには起きないんじゃないかなって。
すぐに起きない？
I looked at the calendar and then realized.
次は23日か。
Yeah, we got some time. If these killings were following the New Generation madness, the next murder would be on the 23rd. After that would be Yummy Hand on October 28th, and DQN Puzzle on the 4th of November. If we could get through the 23rd, we'd be safe for a while.
だからそれまでは安全かも。
Well, I mean, safe from the person who's doing the New Generation murders, right? I still don't think that's Minamisawa.
とはいえ、23日になったら24時間逃げ回らなきゃいけないんだよな。
だったらその日はみんなで一緒にいようよ。ずっと。いくら恨みを持ってるからってみんなのいる場所に堂々と出てくるなんてできないんじゃないかな。
We'll find out.
なるほど。やっぱりそういう作戦しかないか。
If we could avoid the murderer that way, we'd win. This is so... Oh, what does this make me think of? Like, if we can just last until dawn, then it'll just stop. It's like the Purge. They just follow the honor system and stop.
部活のみんなにも協力してもらって深夜までやってるお店に入っちゃうとか、佐久間先生さえ許してくれれば青葉寮で合宿してもいいかも。
Yeah, but again, if she's a pyro, what's stopping her from just lighting the whole place up?
尾上、お前意外と考えてるんだな。
Wow, nice dude.
なんかすっごく褒められちゃった。
I mean, I get that the running joke is that she always misses the backhanded part of it, but man, Miyashiro, come on. No, it's not. It's not a compliment at all. But whenever I was in trouble or worried about something, Sarika had always been there to listen. She was one of the few people who really understood me. Of course, I was too embarrassed to tell her that, and I had no plans to ever do so.
それじゃあタク、おやすみ。いい夢見てね。
ああ、おやすみ。
I hung up and then looked at the calendar on the wall again.
10月23日。犯人はどう動き、どんな犯罪を犯すんだろう。それは本当に何らかのメッセージなんだろうか。
And what gets me is that the new generation murders do not reflect the old ones, except for the date. So it could be anything.
そして狙われているのはこの僕か。それとも。
Unless my motivation is wrong and Minamisawa weirdly has a twin sister or something. Just like we'd expected, nothing happened over the next few days. Oh, are we actually going to skip? There was no sign of that woman and no new arson cases, which meant no news about the case. Yeah, to be fair, the arson stuff seems to follow the intentional murders, so that's weird. If she's not Senri, then could she be Amy? That feels strange. Amy on the phone. For my part, I was trying to figure out how to use my power to protect everyone instead of just screwing around like I had before. Well, that's good. And then the day was upon us. Wow. Major skip. So... climax time, maybe?
とりあえず今のところは何もなしか。
ああ。
よかったっすね、宮代先輩。これもわざわざひなえちゃんが付き合ってあげてるおかげっすよ。感謝の印として今度専属屋のマンゴーフルーツパフェご馳走してくださいね。
I mean, I know she's just being cute, but we were attacked specifically when she was with us.
何言ってんだ。お前だって狙われてるかもしれないだろ。お互い様ってやつだ。
うわー、ドケチ。ちょっとみんな気を抜くのが早すぎるわ。問題はこれからなんだから。
Nothing had happened during school. We'd made sure that nobody was alone during break periods, and it had paid off.
なんだ山添。
私も一緒にここにいてよかったんでしょうか。学園の生徒でもないのに。
I get we're doing this for her protection, but like, I don't think she's the target.
今日は特別だ。君だって能力者なんだから狙われないとも限らないだろ。
そういうこと。今日が無事に終わるまで絶対に私たちと離れてはダメよ。
She might be more of a liability. What if she subconsciously makes the killer's dream come true or whatever?
はい。
Uki had seemed uncomfortable in this new environment all day.
で、これからどうすんだ？
そろそろ学校も人が少なくなるし、移動した方がいいわね。
渋谷で遅くまで空いている店へ行こう。悪いけどみんなも付き合ってくれるか？
しょうがないっすね。その代わり宮代先輩のおごりでよろしく。
有村、他のメンバーはともかくお前は割り勘だ。
先輩ひどい。鬼、悪
Going Dutch means we're paying for ourselves. Call me whatever you want.
魔。それでどこ行くの？
カラオケとか？
できれば懐的に優しいところにしてくれ。
だとすると行き先はいつものあそこだね。
The hospital basement.
よう来たの。ゆるりと過ごしてゆくがよい。
Hooray.
どうも。お主たちか。好きな席に座ってよいぞ。
We chose a seat by the window with a good view. Cafe LAX took over a whole floor of a classy two-story business building near Shibuya's residential district. With the window seat, we could see all around the building, and we'd spot that pyrokinetic, Senrima Naosawa, if that's who she was, immediately. I do like the idea, but I would prefer to be on the ground floor so you can leave.
閉店までここにいられるね。
Also, you're surrounded by books.
そのためにはたくさん注文しなきゃ。
すみません。
もう一度確認しとくぞ。有村自腹だからな。
どれ？注文は決まったのか？忙しいからさっさとオーダーするように。店員さん、忙しいなら私もお店の手伝いをしますので。は
What?
こらこら山添、客は手伝わなくていいんだからな。ていうか手伝っちゃダメだからな。
そうなんですか？
そうなんです。
私はここからここまで全部お願いします。
What? Are you a shonen protagonist? What is this?
だから有村、どさくさに紛れてそういう注文するな。お前には絶対におごらないからな。お前、何うなってんだよ。
さっき食べたシュークリームのクリームが髪についちゃって。
How could she pull that off with hair that length? Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not shoulder length hair or anything.
花ってば大きなあくび。
伊藤もだ。いくらなんでも気を抜きすぎだろ。
それにお行儀が悪いわよ。
んなこと言ったってしょうがないだろ。何時間もただだらっとしてるだけなんだから。
We'd been at Cafe LAX for 4 hours already. At first, everyone had been tense and alert, but it seemed we were starting to hit our limits. Aramura and I seemed to be relaxing a little. If we were alone, we would have been afraid, but now we were surrounded by our friends. And if you added in the waitress and the other customers, there were even more people here now. I couldn't imagine someone just barging in and attacking.
おいこら、お主ら。
The waitress had walked over at some point while I was looking out the window and was standing next to me.
一体何時間粘るつもりじゃ。 これ以上注文せんのならいい加減。ああ、します。注文メニューください。
I guess we had to order extra after all. It was only natural, but it was putting a big dent in my budget for the month.
ほれ、メニューじゃ。
And this sucks, because if this keeps up, we're gonna have to do this every day of the new generation killings.
ありがとうございます。タク、何頼む？
This really is pretty rough, though, just ordering to order. Zerika took the menu and handed it to me.
そうだな。なるべく安いもの。安いもの
As I flipped through the menu, I saw...
Huh?
A sticker. Somebody knows. Perfect. That's a sumo sticker. It's freaking huge. Oh, that's the trigger sound. Yeah, perhaps this is a trigger delusion. Get ready, everybody. I felt horribly dizzy and my eyes started to go blurry. I felt bad. It hurt to breathe. The 11th Rorschach, which had tortured Arimura and me on the night we were attacked by the pyrokinetic, was right in front of me. Everything started to go dim. Stay strong. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Oh? Okay, I managed to get a hold of myself. Is that it? Yeah, no, this is no good. The lighting is different and the customer is gone. What? Where did everybody go? That made no sense. How? What's weird, though, is it made that the TV turn off, like, zoom, for when we end a vision. Where?
Kazuki, Arimura, Yamazoe.
They were gone. Not only my friends, but even the waitress had disappeared. Everybody was gone. I called out to the back of the cafe, but there was no sign that anyone was there. The good news is that they're probably grabbing us, like trying to get us to wake up or whatever. A gradient, this can't be good. Oh, I thought it was a door opening. Nope! It's step drag. We are in trouble. This sound. All the sound had disappeared from the world. The music that had been playing in the cafe was gone, and so were the sounds of the cars that sometimes passed by on the road. There was nothing but strange silence and dark gloom. I could only hear one thing. That terrifying sound. Now here's my big fear. If this is a vision, we might use our psychic power and turn everything upside down. Like, over nothing. We might get innocents involved in this. She was getting closer. The footsteps were coming up the stairs to the cafe. Shivering with fear, I forced myself to quietly open the door to the cafe and then snuck out onto the landing. I know it looks like we're a sitting duck in the cafe, but we are supposed to be surrounded by people. We probably should not be leaving. I bet you our friends are like, "Where are you going?" Trembling, I looked down the stairs to the first floor, and there I saw... I really hope we don't go berserk and just kill some random person. Like, I hope we're not the next killer by pure accident. Our eyes met. Our eyes met for an instant. I saw those eyes, like cold fire, looking up at me from beneath the hair that covered her whole face. I knew it. That was... As if she could sense my fear. Senri Minawisawa looked at me and smiled. It was the smile of a beast that had found its prey. Oh, what? Damn, that's serious business. That's how we go into a chapter? I gritted my teeth to keep from screaming and ran back into the cafe. I closed the door as quietly as I could. She'll never find me in here. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm so scared. She's going to kill me. 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 Senri Minawisawa is going to kill me. Guess it's time to break out the weapon. I tried to scream for help, but my voice got caught in my throat. No. Even if I'd been able to yell, no one was there to help me. Kursu was gone, Sarika was gone, so were Ito, Arimura, Kazuki, and Uki. Even the waitress had disappeared. And the lighting seemed to have turned a faded yellow, too. The cafe was much darker than usual. As weird as this is gonna sound, do you think she would react negatively if we showed her the menu? I was too scared to speak or do anything except slowly move backward from the door. Finally, I hit the wall and found myself with nowhere to run. I could knock her flames away again. In a room where I'm surrounded by paper. I tried desperately to psych myself up for the fight. But... I couldn't see it. The D-sword. The D-sword wouldn't appear. No matter how much I tried to concentrate, the terror won out, and the D-sword refused to appear. Do you think it'll appear if she actually shows up? I need another person for this, right? Past the entrance to the cafe, I could hear the loud clicking of a heel against the floor, and the sound of a leg sliding along the ground. She was bringing me a merciless death. I looked around and saw a door on the other... You figure out what it means. On the other side of the kitchen? It was the employee bathroom. Perfect. That's the perfect place to be able to move around, is in a bathroom. She'll never think to look here. I flung myself away from the wall, ripped open the door, and went inside. Then I locked the door with trembling hands. There were no windows in the bathroom. Oh cool, so I'm dead now. I'd run inside without even bothering to turn on the lights, so it was pitch black. In that cramped and closed space, my heart started to pound fast and my breathing became heavy. And then I turned on the lights and saw sumo stickers everywhere, because it's a reveal. She was going to hear me. I needed to be quiet. I put my hand over my mouth to stifle the sound. Then I used Star Platinum to hold my heart so I could muffle my heartbeat. It hurt to breathe, but if I couldn't be quiet, she'd find me and kill me. Senri Minawisawa's footsteps finally reached this floor. And then she stopped, suddenly, and there was an eerie silence. I could almost sense, somehow, that she was looking for me. Just go away. Leave me alone. What? Oh, that was the sound of, like, the little jingle when you open the door to go into the cafe. I prayed, but it was a waste of time. She came inside the cafe. The footsteps started again. Slowly. Slowly. The woman slowly moved around the cafe. I could hear her dragging her leg from one side of the cafe to the other as if she was toying with me. Each time she moved, she knocked glasses and cups to the floor, where they shattered. All I could do was try not to scream. I remembered all the horrible ways the other psychics had died. Don't look at me, leaky noise, revolving dead, gut swan death. Was that going to happen to me too? Well, they all seem to be subjected to visions, right? I'm assuming this is one, but we'll see where it takes us. No, I don't want to die like that. How much time passed after that? Suddenly, Senrimi Naoisawa's footsteps started to get farther and farther away. Really? I couldn't tell from here, but it felt like she might be about to leave. I would just look at my smartphone, and I would just, wait 15 full minutes. I concentrated as hard as I could on listening to those eerie footsteps. No way. I could hear a door open and close, and then that awful dragging sound again, this time going down the stairs. And soon, there was no sound at all. Was this whole thing just to troll us or what? Like she never checked the employee bathroom? She didn't scour the place? I panted in relief. Now I wouldn't die in the new generation, Matt. Oh. That's much scarier. Oh no, that is not Senrimi Naoisawa. She wants us dead, but she'll probably incinerate us immediately. This is the creative killer. This is much worse. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was so utterly unexpected that I couldn't stop myself from screaming. Yeah, I mean, we didn't hear them come in? The knocking stopped for an instant. I could sense that someone was looking at me from the other side of the flimsy door. Ugh. The knocking started again. Remember, with Don't Look at Me, multiple people showed up. Yeah, the one from the Love Hotel. And slowly but steadily it continued. That is unnerving. The interval between each knock was identical and mechanical. Knock, 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 knock. I know I'm not reading it the way it's written, but I'm reading it the way it sounds. I tried to get as far away from the door as I could, but the bathroom was tiny and there was nowhere to run. I won't let her just kill me. Oh, don't worry. It's not her. I'll catch her my damned self. Could I beat a pyrokinetic with my bare hands? I mean, why not? If she still has to cast, you could just punch her in the face, nothing's stopping you. The thought flashed through my mind for an instant, but I didn't think I could take the terror anymore. I was at my limit. This is where we punch a random customer and turn it into a whole ordeal. I screamed, unlocked the door, and slammed into it as hard as I could. bathroom door opened with a bang. I wish I'd said something. I actually thought it might be her. Of all people, I actually thought that. So we were never in the bathroom, right? We just woke up from a vision and flipped out. Overcome with terror, I screamed and slammed the person in front of me to the floor. But
何してるのタクル。
at the last minute, someone grabbed my head from the side. I smelled a pleasant scent that I knew well.
どうしたの一体。
くるす
Kurusu was beside me, holding me. And
重いよタク。潰れる。中身が出る。
the person I had knocked to the floor was Serika. Any more and I would have hurt her.
宮代先輩、すっげえ大胆。こんな場所でセリの初めてを奪おうとするなんて。
Wow, dude.
違う、そんなことより。
I shook off Kurusu's arm and stood up.
あの女は。
あの女。
Everyone looked confused. Serika stood up, rubbed her butt, and started to look around the room.
あの女って誰？
だから今ここにいたろ。僕を殺そうとして。っていうか、お前らこそ今までどこにいたんだよ。
That's some vision then, if we never even left the chair. But we thought we left the room, came back, entered the employee bathroom. I wonder if Yamazawa had some sort of effect on us, accidentally.
あ？どこって、ずっとここにいたぞ。
Ito stood up from the sofa on the window. Yamazawa and Kazuki were sitting next to him with surprised looks on their faces.
なあ、お主ら。少しばかり騒がしいの。これ以上迷惑になるようなら、即刻出て行ってもらうが。
That freaking triangle mouth. Even the waitress was here too.
そんな。確かに僕は襲われたんだ。しかも店には誰もいなくて。
If we never went into the employee restroom, do you think if we for some reason were to, right now, it would look the way we thought it looked? Was that just a dream? Even though the trigger delusion shut off before the vision started?
いや、違う。夢なんかじゃない。何もかもリアルだった。
I could still remember the sound of her leg dragging and the sound of the knocking at the door. Just thinking of them made me shiver.
ってことは、これもあの女の南沢千里の能力なのか。偽のカフェラックスを作り出し、僕だけを閉じ込めて。
I doubt it, but the idea that she could have two powers is interesting. I thought she was just a pyrokinetic. Could she do that as well?
いや、それとも彼女の手助けをしている能力者がいるのか。
Yes. Either way, the possibility we discussed at the newspaper club meeting was right, and in a bad way.
ちょっと大丈夫タクル。ひどい汗よ。
Kurusu took out a handkerchief from her pocket and started to gently wipe the sweat off my forehead. But suddenly her hand stopped. She looked at me, her face pale.
タクル、あなた、目から血が。
Oh. Like with the victims. Huh. I put my hands up to my eyes, surprised. When I tried to rub them, I felt something slick, and when I looked at my hands, they were bright red. I could see my blood on her handkerchief, too. Had I been so scared and tense that the blood vessels around my eyes had burst?
どうしたのそれ？
大丈夫か、宮代。
あ、
父さんに見てもらわなきゃ。
Kurisu and Serika tried to drag me out of the cafe. I could see Ito, Arimura, Kazuki, and Uki in the corner of my eye, trying to figure out what to do. I turned to them and said,
伊藤、有村、和樹、山添、お前たちも一緒に。
はい。
私もいいんですか、こんな時間に。
遠慮なんかしてる場合じゃない。能力者がターゲットにされてるのは間違いないんだ。今日が終わるまでとにかく離れちゃダメだ。
Serika is not a psychic. We left Cafe LAX and headed for Aoba Clinic. Wow, that was an episode and a half. But for now, it is time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? We prepared for the killer, and we encountered her. Except, not really. We're not done with the day yet. We're making our way to the clinic because we're bleeding from our eyes. Things are honestly looking pretty bad. They're setting us up for death for sure. But maybe today's not our time. But you know what? If it's not, then that means someone else is going to die. Until next time, everyone.